So I think we can move on to the case presentation. Today, the case presented by Mr. Muhammad Piyas Ali. Mr. Muhammad.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, and thank you so much, the authority. I'm Muhammad Piyas, and palliative care nurse from Bangladesh, and working with International Organization for Migration. Right now, I'm going to talk about a presentation. The case presentation name: breast cancer with bony metastasis with hemorrhoid. And the patient is 60 years, and she's a female person. Okay, please next. Yeah, thank you. The patient presenting complaint, pain in both breasts for several years, and weight loss, also body ache, anxiety, loss of appetite for several months, and low sleep for a few days. Patient also had stool and fat rectal bleeding, abdominal discomfort also present, and one important thing is breathing difficulties and orthopnea also present. Next one. Yeah. History of illness: patient was pain in breast, then spread whole body, metastasis like anxiety, insomnia also, dementia, loss of appetite, weight loss also, and last one, constipation with fat rectal bleeding also. Next one. Yeah. Then examination done, two examination type, general examination and systematic. Here in appearance was worried face, mild anemia, BP 112/76, pulse around 70, and temperature 935, height, weight, and pain score also show severe, cause pain scale 7 out of 10. Okay, systematic examination. And total count, CBC count here: WBC 3.20, RBC 2.7372, and Fartlite 142, and SERP creatinine also 0.8, and HGPT 36. Chest X-ray also done, ECG and ultrasonograph of whole abdomen here also. Next, please. Yeah. Here in treatment and significant investigation are mentioned. First of all, treatment symptomatic. Aceclofenac 100 mg, then morphine continue 6 times. Sorry, QDS here, but 6 times continue morphine. Okay, it is wrong. QDS, it is 6 times for 7 days, because the pain scale was 7 out of 10. Then some medication, domperidone, esomeprazole, and clonazepam also, because she has insomnia, and multivit plus also once daily for 1 month, and lactulose. The patient has so much hemorrhoids, that's why doctor prescribed lactulose to TSF and TTS, and also sauce, and salbutamol inhibitor to puffy and sauce, because patient has orthopnea and breathing difficulties, and tablet montelukast 10 mg once daily. Next, ma'am. Yeah. Here in significant investigation: X-ray, chest, PA view, ultrasonograph of whole abdomen, hematology, biochemistry, and histopathology also done. Next, ma'am. Yeah. Psychological aspect. First of all, the patient was so poor family, lower class family, and she was working as a housewife. Sorry to say that her husband died 5 years ago, and she has one daughter, but daughter is living with her husband, separate family, and only right now she has 2 sons and who are daily labor. So I'm sorry to say that the family sons, they are not educated, and sometimes they avoid their mom, they are not receive their mom, because for cancer case they think they have lots of lost money, and it is so obstacle to them to carry their mom. Okay, so sometimes we just try to motivate them to collaborate in a together family. So next, ma'am. Okay, main concern about pain in breast. you know, ma'am, and the fan is scale 7 out of 10, so severe fan. That's why we use to reduce this fan. Advised to consume more fan, uh, and majority of times for pain, the patient feel so uneasy and sometimes shouting also. Okay, and so depressed mode. So for infant breast, just we try to reduce, we just prescribe morphine. Okay, prognosis is our main concern because we have to follow how decrease or improvement the condition, pain or other hemorrhoid things, orthopnea. For this prognosis also we choice here for this just justify. Okay, family. Here in family, you know, also her my husband already died and daughter others, and for due to uneducated her two sons, they all sometimes they try to avoid their mom, so their mom feels uh, so alone and so depressed mode. That's why we, our whole palliative care team, try to motivate the family, patient and her two sons. It is a natural thing. Cancer can be occurs and available present in around not only Bangladesh but also all right. So it's not kind of things that you can avoid your mom forever. It's simple, so it's natural. So just to motivate and to live collaboratively, okay. And social stigma. It also is important thing here. In some area territory of Bangladesh, some socially people think if you find cancer, oh, you're rubbish people or you're live people. So some people of some area just neglect or insult them. Okay, so herein also present it. So we are palliative team of here for group discussion for reduce their superstition and their negligence. Okay, just to motivate them. Okay, next, ma'am. Yeah, this is the summary. Mm, this patient was Rokia Begum and is 60 years. I have also already said his two sons and daughters and husband died before 5 years ago. And the patient came to us before 6 months with severe pain, anxiety, restlessness, fever, headache, and also constipation. Then our palliative care team diagnosed breast cancer with hemorrhoids by histological test and also bone metastasis. Then he started treatment plan and given medication according to our doctor prescription, according to our palliative care guideline. Then done proper counseling also, and right now regular follow-up going on to this patient. Thank you, ma'am. Next. Okay, here are 5 main discussion point. Awareness about heart disease. First of all, when the patient come to our center, then our doctor just suspect patient like something palliative care patient or criteria. Then our doctor just advised to test them. And then first of all, finally the doctor just uh, prescribe and diagnose cancer with bone metastasis and hemorrhoid also, and some COPD signs symptoms. So this time the patient feel so look like shock or coma. How I'm breast cancer affected. Oh, so she got so shocked. So that's why this time especially our whole palliative care team 3 or 4 times, not only our palliative care center, we went to this patient house and just advised and just try to motivate him. Okay, it's one kind of disease. If you want to survive properly, you have to maintain some medication and some therapies. Just continue, you will live well. But it's on kind disease, so no hesitate. Just stay with us. We try to do better for you. Okay. This is the awareness of this heart disease and support to her family. I also said the family is Lloyd family. So it's affect the patients. Oh, I lost lots of money and poverty for this case. Uh, so I'm thinking, how will I continue my next life? My daughter, others, and son sometimes neglect me, and husband already died. So from this segment, the patient also feels so confused and so stressed. That's why, for by collaborating others organization like Handicap International, IRC, and some local organization, we try to support economical, okay, to get by getting this support from the other organization here, and also social and other support also gave this patient and her family. Pain management. Pain is the most important thing of palliative care, you know. So herein also so an essential things called pain scale 7 out of 10. So this is our main concern here, and we're always trying to reduce this patient strong opiates giving morphine 10 mg 6 times, and we whole of palliative care teams said this patient, if you feel any types of complication or problem socially or your physically and things, just you knock us. Actually we have on number, anyone or any patient can call anytime, okay. So this is pain management things. And utilization of medication, I already said the patient and family is not educated, so they don't know how to use the medication properly and how you consume properly. So by over phone, and when sometimes weekly or 14 days later we visit on family patient according to our family, according to our patient we visit our patient at house, okay, apart from our center. So when we go the patient house, we just try to we just try to properly to educate the utilization of medication. Actually if you take the medication properly time to time, you can feel better, especially pain, okay. Just pain is main problem to this patient. So just we always try to motivate this patient how to utilize proper medication and how to so on also. And breathing exercise, I also said orthopnea and breathing exercise present this patient. So in our team, we have a physiotherapist and physiotherapist expert. So the physiotherapist always try to reduce the orthopnea problem and breathing difficulties. First of all, the patient when feels orthopnea, our physiotherapist advise these patients diaphragmatic therapies, and also said or learn to son, if your mom take it regular 3-5 times, she feel better, okay. So anytime your mom is just forgotten, please remember and motivate him to do it regularly. So this is our breathing exercise on things. Next, ma'am. Oh, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Mohammed,
Thank you.
for the presentation. Anybody need any more clarification regarding this patient story? Please ask him. So he had covered almost all the points. The discussion points also he was trying to cover.
I have a question for him though.
Yeah.
All during his presentation, he did keep emphasizing on education. So my question to you is, doctor, is how do you think, or let me rephrase it. Do you think educated people handle their illness better? So what has any of this got to do with education is what I want to ask you. Mohammed?
Ma'am, one thing is who is the educated, okay. We have lots kind of family and patient. I personally see that which family daughter or daughter are educated, when we talk them or motivate them, they easily take it very easily and they just inspire their patient or who is affected.
Anybody else wants to say something different? Sheba, you included. Do you think education makes a difference in accepting diagnosis?
No.
Correct. Even I don't think it is pure human emotions. We have dealt with so many educated patients. Sometimes they can be even more unaccepting of the illnesses because they read and they do Google and they then go to America and they will do England and they will do so many other things before accepting. So education, actually, sometimes I feel that the lower socioeconomic status people who are not educated, sometimes they opt out for palliative care for the wrong reason. Sometimes they opt out for that because they don't have the money for treatment, saying at least keep my patient comfortable even if my patient cannot be cured. So I don't think education is directly proportional to better acceptance of the illness.
Okay, ma'am.
Sometimes it's nothing to do. I think it is pure emotions. Shiba, would you like to add to that?
I am agree with that.
Correct. So anybody else in the group wants to share it? So I know you emphasize a lot on education, but actually speaking, to be honest with you, Mohammed, if you come to the level of the patient and talk to the patient in his or her language, that patient will understand from you the same way as an educated or uneducated. So it's our, skill or our responsibility to explain to an uneducated patient in a manner that he or she will understand. So that I think is important.
Okay.
Very, very important. And I think that is from what my experience is. So for example, suppose I treat a doctor's patient now, doctor's relative, the level of language will be different. But suppose I treat a patient, say my maid's family, the language has to change. So that is dependent on us. It is not dependent on the education, because emotions are the same. Mother, son is the same whether you're 5 degrees after you or no degrees after you. The love is the same. So please remember that you have to change your way of talking. And second thing is about her support. Yes, very true. She needs maximum psychosocial support. And the problem in this is the sensitivity of the male children. See, they are shy or they're stigmatized. They need help. Their mother doesn't need help. They need to be counseled that, look, your mother is not going to be around forever. She has this condition. It is not her fault. This cancer can come to anybody. What is important is to support her. This is the time to support. There's no point regretting later. So I think amongst the two, which is why I think palliative care is so beautiful, because it's not just patient. It is patient with the family, and the patient feels complete with her family and friends. And sometimes when you go to people, when you talk to patients, you realize it's not the patient, but the family that requires counseling. Like in this case, the sons required counseling. There is nothing to be ashamed of for cancer. You said, na, they were shy or they were stigmatized. And I agree, they were daily wagers, so they couldn't even leave. But they could have, there are two of them. They could have adjusted in a manner that they still get the money and the mother still had company. So a lot can be done by just talking, saying, what is your problem? Why are you anxious? Ask these questions repeatedly to patients and family. You will realize their issues and you can try to solve them, is my feeling. Shiba, you want to add?
Yes, ma'am. So we have to explore their concern. So first of all, you have to identify the cause of their anxiety, and also based on their problem, you have to treat it. Otherwise, we won't able to control their problems.
So sometimes, we only get surprised. How can a son behave like this? But you never know. Their upbringing is different. Their exposure is different. So it's best to ask, what is it that's bothering you? Why are you behaving like this? Do you want any clarifications about the illness? Do you want more information? And they will tell you what their worries are. Then you can tell them scientifically. But it's important to get to their level. I think that is the key. Sometimes we are so ahead in our education now, we don't want to get to their level. But it's very, very important. You can see there are some. Why do you think out of 5 or 10 doctors, 2 or 3 do well? It's because of the communication. It's because of how they manage to reach the rapport with their patients. It's not just writing prescriptions and giving this doctor's medicine is good. That blind faith people have because of not just the medicines. It's the way the doctor talks, the way the nurse holds the hand, the timing of the sentences, the tone, the body language. So many things makes a difference. I don't know if any of you have been patients. The minute you are patients now, you will realize that certain kind of doctors give you comfort. And that is what we need to become. If you realize that you need to be treated in a particular manner, automatically your patients are also human. They also need to be treated in that particular manner. Correct? Mohammed, you want to add something or suggest, or do you think this will help you, these suggestions?
Mohammed?
Mohammed?
Ma'am,
Yeah.
sorry, ma'am. Suddenly my Wi-Fi lost. So
No,
again,
no,
I
no. I'm
joined.
saying whatever we told you just now, do you think that practice will help you in your cultural setup, in your country? Let us know, because each culture is also different. Sometimes in certain cultures, they don't like to be to hear the truth. Like in India, also a lot of patients don't like to be here. A lot of the patients don't want the relatives don't want the patients to know. There are many things, but I think it's important to, what do you say, strategize as per your culture. You know your culture better than we will, but
Yes, ma'am.
exploring now, getting to know why don't you want, what is your this thing, why are you not spending time with your mother, or what is it that's making you so nervous? So the more you explore, the more answers you will get.
Exactly, ma'am. In some cases, when we talk to patient, expandly, the patient touch our hand and just crying. That's so sympathetic. Okay. So sometimes motivation and gossiping to patient guardian could so better than medication. Just we feel that in some cases.
True. Anything else you want to discuss on this case? Is morphine easily available in Bangladesh?
No, ma'am, it's not easily.
Where are you from in Bangladesh?
I'm from Ma'am Cox's Bazar of Bangladesh in Rohingya refugee settings.
Okay. Okay. So that's not a city proper, is it? Or is it city proper?
No, ma'am, it's not city.
Okay. I suppose that also can be a challenge, because your pain management in cancer can be challenged by availability of morphine.
Mohammed, does she get adequate pain relief? Mohammed, are you there?
Ma'am, please repeat again.
Yeah. Does she get adequate pain relief with morphine? Can you hear us, Mohammed?
Sorry, ma'am, net buffering like, ma'am.
No problem, no problem. So I am asking if she is getting adequate pain relief with morphine.
Sometimes it not available. Because our morphine come from capital of Dhaka, so we are the corner point of Bangladesh. Okay, we recognize our requisition to our organization, then authority send requisition to Dhaka. From central morphine come here, so sometimes it's feel or look like gaps. Okay, but 70 or 60, 80%, not 80, 70, 60 or 70% it available, and 30% like gap. When after getting this morphine again, our doctor prescribe this, then we just again continue.
So So I am asking whether that patient is getting adequate pain relief or not. Do you understand?
Ma'am, no. Patient not addicted to morphine. Basically,
No.
sometimes patients say,
Yeah.
sometimes patients say they feel better after consuming morphine, but no any patient just claim she is getting addicted by consuming morphine. No any case.
Okay.
Any other questions, suggestions, thoughts?
Participants, any more suggestions regarding this patient story? If you want to give any suggestion to Mohammed, please add.
No, I think we can wind up then, Shiva.
Yeah, yes, ma'am. I think.
Thank you for this. Thank you to all of you. There are some interesting suggestions on the chat also about empathy and not sympathy, which is all very true. But I think you have to be there for your patients, listen to them, then you automatically know your role. With that, thank you very much, both Arun, Shiba, and all of you. Take care.
Thank you.
Stay
Thank
safe,
you,
all of you. Thank you.
Definitely, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you. once
Thank
again.
you. My
Thank you.
regards to
Thank you,
everybody
ma'am,
in
everyone.
Pallium.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Take care.
Bye. Bye. Bye.